Hello there, my celestial cosmic comrades that are out there. We're getting ready to come up on this full moon in Aquarius. It's a Leo sun and an Aquarius full moon. So, whatever those axes are in your chart will be the houses that'll be affected in this. And I'll go through every sign. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit what's happening with this energies and your opportunities to use it, and some writing prompts and affirmations, and then I'm going to do each sign and what this energy is for you. So I'm Kimberly. This is Celestial Juju, and I am a shamanic astrologer. I'm a Western astrologer, but I'm a shamanic astrologer, where I believe that the planets are here to give us the energy to help us along our way, and that we take that energy and transform it into the highest, most beneficial energy that we can for ourselves and all of humanity. And that when we do it for ourselves, we do it for humanity, which takes us into the energy of this moon. Because Leo is about shining the light, being on the stage, and really basically about how bright it can shine its own light. Okay. And Aquarius is the opposite energy when we're in a full moon. The Aquarian full moon is about the world, the community, it's the democracy and the energy of that. So this energy is going to be shining that onto you in your own houses and where that is for you. So there could feel like a bit of conflict because of that, because there's one part that wants to be, no, it's about me. It's about me. This is all about me. It's not about you. And then there's the part that is, there is no me. There's only the we. There's only the we, and everything I do for me is for the we. So we're in that energy. We're in the energy of that awareness. So that's what's coming up. And then we have the other influences that are here besides this moon, is that Mercury's in retrograde, and that's all about value, beauty. And the nodes shifted last week. I've got YouTubes on all of those. Okay. So you can go and watch those and see what that is for your individual house. So the nodes of faith shifted on the 17th. So this is the first full moon that we've had since the nodes shifted into Aries and Libra, because for the last 18 months we had been in Taurus and Scorpio nodes, the destiny, the of the collective, and the nodes and what that means. So I've got you covered on that too, so you can go watch those and see what all of that means for you. So this energy, let's see, where am I at with that? A lot of it's going to be about your social life and how it's evolving and how you're evolving with the collective consciousness. So pay attention. What is freaking triggering you with the collective? What is it? If you're being triggered, then it's something within you that you haven't resolved yourself, that it's even coming into your consciousness. Because if you hadn't resolved it and it came across your awareness, it'd just be like, oh, it just like floats by. It's like you wouldn't go into it and think about it, and it wouldn't be something that you would be rehashing in your mind, or rehashing wherever you're rehashing it. So that it's always an opportunity to notice that within yourself and what that energy is. I'll look back to January of this year, 2023, when the new moon was in Aquarius. Okay. So what were the intentions and what was going on in your life then, that you were ruminating about, that you were manifesting about, that you were bringing into your sphere and into the collective sphere for yourself? Is what were you manifesting? If you're self-employed like I am, a lot of my people are, what were you bringing in? What's the programs? What are the changes that you were bringing in, and the ahas that you were getting at that time? And what were the intentions that you set on that new moon that we had back in January? What were the intentions you set for this year? Because this is part of collecting that. Now we're at the full moon in Aquarius. So this is about that energy. So pay attention to what's coming back around for you. What have you harvested from this? And we're going to have a blue moon this month in August, because we're starting out with the new moon, and then we're gonna have I mean full moon, excuse me, full moon, and we're gonna have another full moon at the end. So that's when it's a blue moon, when there's two full moons in the same month. Okay. So we've got that. We've got super, and it is a super moon, by the way, which means it's closer to the earth, and so it looks really gigantic, when because it's closer to you. So it looks really big when it rises and you see it at that time. Okay. So this energy is going to be about giving thought to the community, the affairs, how you fit in with that, what that is for you, the longing of the world. So the Aquarius energy is going to bring that in for you. It's also an air sign, and both of these signs are fixed signs. Leo's the fixed fire sign, and Aquarius is the fixed air sign, which means they come in with their own ideals. When that part of your chart had its own ideals when it incarnated into this 3D embodiment, and that some of those ideas are what have guided you, you know, in this lifetime, and some of those are fixed ideals that you come to open and to expand about. Okay, so it's about embracing your own unique genius and the energy of that, the unique eccentric energy about you. That's going to be coming up. And any place that you feel stifled and that you're feeling held back, then you may feel some triggers there. You may be feeling I have a new puppy. I don't know if you all have noticed, she's chimed in on some of this stuff. And when I was barking back at her this morning, yes, I barked back at my puppy, and I was like, arf you, arf you. And so you may be feeling like arf you to people. It's just like, no, that's not who I am. Quit putting me in your box of your expectations of me and what you've perceived of who I am, when that's your own damn illusion. So you may have some energy coming up like that, with that fire of the Leo energy, and about your self identity and who you are within yourself. And then the collective, the community identity within the Aquarius energy. So you could be feeling that in your own skin, and the energy that's going on with that, around situations, social things, network, work, where people have put you, and your family unit too. Okay, so there could be some energy that comes up about that. Like, no, I'm not going to take this anymore. That's not who I am. Keep your own projections to yourself. Okay, so you can claim the sovereign, being that you are. And Aquarius is all about sovereignty too. Even though it's the collective, it's the society, it's still about having your own sovereign empowerment and being that unique self that you are. So this is it's a powerful energy that we're in, and with the support of the other energy too. So it's a symbol of enlightenment and accumulation of the good times and what wants to come with that. It's like this whole energy of finding the balance between your divine feminine and your sacred masculine energy, and that duality and how that works within you. So with this Venus retrograding with that in Leo, because see, she's in Leo, and that's why her retrograde's more significant with this moon, because of the sun being in Leo too. Okay, so it's teaming up with that the South Node that Libra's in, to teach us some valuable lessons, and that it's time to get clear on your heart's desires and your own value systems. So no more settling for relationships or situations that don't serve your highest good. You're cutting off the dead weight, and you're going to embody your cosmic essence of your most enchanted self, is what I'm getting. Okay. And then we also have Saturn and Uranus are throwing in, they're jumping into the cosmic dance too. They're going to be in the in the pool of all of the energy. So Saturn's is retrograde in Pisces right now, and Uranus will be following that soon. So, and it's in Taurus. Okay. So this retrograde dance off on its own is going to bring up the feelings of uncertainty and the caution that something might crash the party. But it's all about remember the timing. And then if the party does crash, you can push the button and start the party again. That there's like it's a reframe, um everything, all of the things that you can think of time period when we have this many planets in retrograde. And we'll also be having Mercury going into retrograde at the end of the month. So this is the energy for the next 2 weeks that you'll be in percolating, through your system. And then we've got some opportunities for growth and abundance because Mars and Jupiter are also exchanging energy through the earthly trine that they're in. So it's giving you a boost of energy and support to go ahead and make bold moves. So if you know what that is, then it's time to embrace the unexpected. So that means if you don't know what it is, it's time to embrace the unexpected, because this Venus retrograde is actually in square with that Jupiter. So it's bringing some unconventionality into the picture. So it's like it's rolling with your gee whiz, that energy, like ugh. Okay, so it's like noticing it and rolling with it and going into the expansion. Okay, so the full moon is always about releasing and letting go of what did you accumulate in that 6 months that no longer serves you. So it's time to release what's not serving you, let it go down the drain, pull the plug on it, light the fire on it, whatever that is. But it's like to that reassessing time period and letting go of whatever that was. And you may have had like a big intention at the beginning of the year, and now you're seeing that maybe that's not really the direction I want to go. Maybe I got this, I got my ahas from this, and now it's time to integrate this and move this into a whole new creation or recreation. It's a recreation energy during this time period, a chance to level up and to really be clear with your path of your destiny and what that is, what catalyzes that spark of passion within you. Okay. So when we start aligning with the universe and we embrace our true self, we let go of the old and we reach for the stars and the energy that's written in the stars for us. So that the Aquarian energy is a futuristic energy. So look to your future self to bring your unlimited possibilities to you and embrace the magic of this full moon and let it guide you into this greatest aspect of this energy that you came to be. Okay, let's see. I'm going to give you some journaling prompts, and then we'll do affirmations. So you can use this energy and work with it yourself. So here is some energy that I channeled this morning about journaling prompts that would help work, if you're doing your own inner work and you're going to those levels, then this is your own inner inquiry that you do. I'm doing that right now. I'm in a process right now that I'm doing the artist way again. I did it years ago in the 90s. And so I'm doing that. And it's brought me into a whole creative writing project about the planets. And so it's that's what's going on with me, because I'm using that. And when I started thinking about it today, that energy came up for me in January. I had a writing muse and spirit that showed up to me and told me it was time to sit down and write these books. And I wrote for a little bit, and then I just kind of put it to the side and got too busy with stuff. And now I'm making a point to do this daily. Like I'm brain dumping, I'm doing a shamanic drumming, and then I go into a writing trance. So you can utilize this energy. I'm not saying everybody's going to be a writer during this time period, but you can use the energy for whatever those creative projects are for you. But it's about focusing and putting your intent on it and paying attention to what spirit is igniting in you. Okay, what's your own individuality with it? I mean, I got a whole program that's coming out of this to teach people how to go into their own chart shamanically and feel what the representation of that planet is in that house for yourself, and not what some astrologer tells you. I mean, here I am recoding myself with that, with my own astrology work and what that truly is. So I'm going to share more of that. I'm going to make a playlist that I'm going to start doing like shaman, celestial shaman story time, and start and read these stories that are coming to me to you all. Okay. Let's see. So you're going to be thinking about how you're sharing your brilliance in the world. Oh. Now I forgot what I was doing. I'm doing the journaling prompts. Okay. Here's your journaling. Here's your journaling prompts. Number 1. So you can set down, and your inner inquiry is embracing my unique brilliance. So that's the prompt that you're giving yourself, which is like the steps to embracing this. So in the spirit of this Aquarian energy, the full moon is about celebrating your individuality. So grab your journal and write down all the things that make you feel unique and beautiful. What are your talents? What are your quirks? What are your passions? What sets you apart from the crowd? Embrace your own inner genius and let it shine onto your pages as you're journaling. Think about how you can share this brilliance with the world and how you can use your gifts for the greater good. So journal about all the ways that you can contribute your authentic self to your community and beyond. And remember that you are the star and the world needs your light to shine. That's why you embodied. Okay. So we're going to release what no longer serves me. That's the next energy. The next prompt is releasing what no longer serves you. So, full moons are always a great time for this, as I said before, to release what's holding us back. So you're going to take a moment to reflect on any habits, beliefs, or relationships that no longer serve your greatest good. What is weighing you down? Ask spirit to show you. You might not even know what it is, or you pushed it. You've put a wall up to it because you really don't want to know what it is that's weighing you down. What's preventing you from moving forward? So write all about it, release it from your heart onto the paper, and visualize these obstacles drifting away like clouds on a windy night. Okay, so now journal about the freedom and the space that you've created in letting go. What new opportunities and experience do you want to invite into your life? Embrace the fresh start and open to receive. Woo! Okay. Number 3, journaling prompt, your inner inquiry. Embodying the fearlessness of your authentic self. Okay, with the sun in the Leo and the moon in the eccentric Aquarius, it's a perfect time to tap into your fearlessness of being your authentic self. Write about the moment when you felt completely and unapologetically you. How did you feel to let go of any self-doubt and embrace your own uniqueness? Now think about areas in your life where you could use a little more of your boldness, your bold, authentic self. Where are you holding back with that to fit in with everybody else? Where have you allowed yourself to be conditioned or pretending that you're conditioned just to fit in with the rest of the people? Okay, what steps can you take to make your more true self, to be your more true self in those situations? So journal about the exciting possibilities that arise when you show up as your authentic self, no matter the circumstances. And remember that your authentic self is your superpower. That's who you are. So there you have it. There you have it for your journaling prompts. So embrace your uniqueness, release what no longer serves you, and let the magic of your cosmic God be your pen as you explore and expand during this celestial support that you have during this time period. Okay, so I'm going to give you some affirmations real fast that I channeled this morning, and then I'm going to do all signs for you. So, affirmations that you could use during this time to support you and to, when you're doing affirmations, it's like you're calling in the energy, you're invoking energy during that time period. So, I embrace my unique light. I bask in the glow of the full moon and celebrating all that makes me wonderfully unique. I am shining star and I embrace my individual brilliance with love and acceptance. Okay. Here's your next affirmation. Breathe it in. I release all that no longer serves me with this full moon's guidance, and I let go of anything that holds me back. I release old patterns, fears, limitations, creating space for new opportunities and growth. Breathe that in, take in the energy, breathe it out into the world like blowing dandelion seeds. Okay, I am and fearlessly authentic. I step into my power, my fearless, authentic of how I do it. I shine brightly as my true self, inspiring others to do the same. I'm unapologetic to me and what my superpowers are. Breathe that in, be the superpower. Breathe that in, and you could contemplate on that and allow your superpowers to come into you to show you the truth of what that really is and what you're denying in your own self. Okay. I don't remember what number I'm on. Abundance flows freely to me. Abundance flows freely to me. Okay. I am a magnet of abundance. And with the full moon's energy, I attract prosperity and opportunities effortlessly. And the universe supports me in my endeavors. Breathe that in. Bring it to you. Bring it to you. Magnetize that to you. Okay. Your next one is my visions manifest with ease. As the full moon illuminates my dreams, I know my visions are becoming reality. I trust in the divine timing of the universe, and my manifestations come into full embodiment with ease. With ease. Whew, receive that. Okay, I am aligned with universal wisdom. I am connected with the vast wisdom of the universe. During this full moon, I open my heart, my mind to receive the divine guidance, inspiration, and I sink to the cosmic flow. So it is. So you can repeat these, use all of them. You can use them at any time besides just this full moon. But this energy that's out there in the cosmos, in the celestial, this is, like I said, it's invoking that to infuse that energy as part of your cosmic power. Okay. So that's it with those. And now we're going to do all signs. So I am playing the role of a Western astrologist. And I'm using whole sign system to bring this energy analysis to you. So listen up to your rising sign. That's who you are within your inner world. Your sun is the personality that you shine out into the world, and the moon is your emotional IQ. Okay. So each one of those will give you a reflection of what this energy is for you during this time period, and also those that are in your circle and connect to you and in your life. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll down here. Where do we start? Okay, scroll. There we go. Okay, Aries, we're going to start with you and end with Pisces. I know we do that, but it's just because it's a zodiacal wheel and it's just easier Um, since I'm not time stamping, and I don't do that because I don't have time to time stamp. But if you all want to time stamp for me, you can do that. That would be a wonderful service to humanity. And I greatly accept that. I greatly accept that energy as a gift for that. Okay. So Aries, how's your inner circle contributing to your growth? It's fair to ask yourself, am I surrounding myself with the right people? The route that you take to actualize your dreams will always be met with barriers and challenges if you don't surround yourself with those who align to your gifts. Okay, stress is a natural part of the process. However, if you feel there so led by others' opinions, you'll start to lose sight of yourself. That's a concern, especially for you, Aries. So now, oh, I just lost my place. Now it's time for you to get in touch with your values. Are you growing into yourself or changing to fit in? Or have you fought the fitting in parts for so long that you've created a persona that's really not even you anymore? Okay, your full circle moment will likely evolve around your community, your affairs, your individual freedom. As the moon will reach a peak of fullness in Aquarius, your social it's your social conscious of the 11th house, which is ideals, friendship, sense of belonging to the world. If you experience blockages with a day-to-day affair, don't be discouraged. The good news is your celestial ruler Mars will be harmonious flow with Jupiter, lucky Jupiter, bringing you a closer to your emotional fulfillment and a sense of security. Saturn will also continue to teach you the magic of faith and surrender during this time period. So utilize these energies for the gift that they are to you, Aries. Okay, Taurus. No one loves being the bearer of bad news. For the next year or so, you're on a path of trusting your intuition. And it's time for you to avoid all forms of overthinking. All forms of overthinking. Trust your first instinct. During this full moon, you may desire to throw yourself into a career at the expense of neglecting your home and family. Your goals will be with you. Your goals will be with you for the remainder of your life. So don't feel like you got to do it. You got to chew it all up. That you got to take the bite and chew it all up at once. Taurus. That's going to be too much on you. Okay. Wait a minute. I just lost my place again. Your goals. Oh, yeah. Okay. Spend some time with your loved ones. The muse behind your sense of authority and professional affairs will become highlighted during this full moon. After all, it will touch down on your 10th house of reputation. So this is why the energy is coming up with your work and what you're going to be doing with this, which also happens to be the most public point of your chart. So the best part is the lucky Jupiter is in your Venus territory and you're ruled by Venus. So let alone trying with the go-getter Mars in your 5th house of love, passion, self-expression. So be it in your personal or professional life, you're inspired to take necessary risks and you'll be celestially supported during this time period with this process. You're shifting your trajectories and you're making waves. And so this time period, you're really going to be letting go of what doesn't serve you with that and really looking at, I'm hearing systems and your path to your legacy and what it is that you're here for, Taurus. Okay. Gemini. How does How does being an intellect keep you from bridging connections? Sometimes facts are necessary to set you free from guilt. However, you may bring this leaning on to being the one with the knowledge a little bit too far, that you're unaware of how your emotions drive you. It's like you're using that mind as a barrier. And so if I throw this information, if I overload them with intellect, then I won't have to feel what they're feeling or feel what I'm feeling. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. When are you using your mind, your intellect, your information? You know, you are the information desk, to make that barrier between you and others. Things exist when you're not even looking for them. So let go and trust the process. You're ready to explore other horizons. So if they asked you how or why, you wouldn't be able to put your finger on it, but you just know that there's something inside you knows that it's time to do this exploring. Whether it's personally or professionally, you're more likely to question your sense of security at this time. But not only because Mercury, your ruler, is in the opposition to Saturn, and it's getting ready to go into Virgo on the 9th. Okay. So during this time period, um, trust your instincts. It's safe to do so. Also, while Uranus transits your secretive 12th house, you're more prone to move in secret. Nothing wrong with that. It's grounding as Mars and Jupiter trine with your intuitive guide. This new world can express in your individual freedom, and it awaits for you. It awaits for you to step out into that adventure and to embrace this freedom to truly be you. Okay, Cancer. Now more than ever, it's time to look back and embrace your values. Emotions are powerful and complex feelings and can lead you right off of a hill. It's vital to, before any conclusions, to ensure that you're checking with your emotional states. Do you feel at peace? Have you reached a state of inner balance? Are you driving with a cigarette in your mouth and a cocktail in your free hand? Sober and a still mind can make a difference between your cordial conclusion and a disastrous ending. You're taking a closer look at everything in your intimate unions and your shared resources. This could be in regards to friendship, engagements, or entanglements, perhaps even your emotional exchanges in the virtual space. Has connection reached its expiration date? What connections have reached their expiration date for you? The same goes for those of you earning a living through unconventional sources of income. Fortunately, there'll be support of the fruitful energy of Mars and Jupiter trine, and you'll have help from your peers to map out the dreams towards your soul purpose. And the logistics of this decision may not make sense right away, but that's okay because it's part of you using your intuitive energy during this time period and really knowing the direction to go, dear, the direction to go with your downloads, your financial, or the terms of your creative potentials. Okay. Okay. So I mean, also look at that. What was coming on with you in January, and were you at with that, and what's this energy about in this time period? That's for everybody. Okay, Leo, trust yourself. This full moon may pull on your heartstrings, leading you to believe that you need to take stock in other people's opinions, even if they're milking you like a dairy cow. Okay, you might feel as though you're indentured to the feelings of lovers or friends, but that's not true. You're free to do as you please. And this full moon signifies a time for you to choose yourself. You were born to take lead, but that power comes with responsibility. And it's especially true when considering the energy that's here for you with this moon time, is it will ignite your committed 7th house agreements. That's partnerships, okay? Compromise and with significant others. With this um, Aquarius ruling and igniting your 8th house of intimate unions and the 10th house of authority, the cosmos is asking you to be brutally honest with yourself, specifically regarding your future commitments. Venus retrograde is another prominent factor in this for you, because all these things are going on in your sign, Leo. Okay, so it continues to bring you inward and a way to obtain clarity for yourself. So asking Venus to be your guide to the truth of your value and how you embody the self value. And when you embody that, then you won't have to work so hard at shining your light, because others will feel that. They'll wholeheartedly value you, whether it's personally or professionally speaking. Okay, Virgo, you're overdue for a vacation. Taking some time for yourself can actually be stressful sometimes and costly. So it's ironic how that can be difficult to make time for self-care, but it's what you need. So you got to budget your rest in here somewhere, okay? Or just do it, because you are valuable, and you're going to have to do this for yourself. You may have a brand new perspective on something that you've been previously viewing. It might be expensive, but in the long run, look at the logical choice of this. Okay, you're not sacrificing if you look at it logically, where it's going to go and what it's going to bring to you. I'm sure you'll find a proper vacation, and you'll be surprised of how much comes to you after you take that time. So grounding your long-term vision, your dreams, requires a certain amount of courage and surrender. So fortunately, with this moon charging up your 6th house of rituals, details, and due diligence, there's an opportunity to obtain the clarity and insight you need to pursue your future endeavors. This revolves around significant partnerships or commitment, um, a tense opposition between your celestial ruler Mercury and Saturn in retrograde could trigger some feelings of restriction and hesitation. You know, Saturn's that structure, it's karma, it's all of that stuff, authority. Okay, take a pause if needed, but lean on the invigorating energy and the essence of Mars that's in your sign, especially while it's in harmony with Jupiter. Some things are worth risking sometimes, Virgo. You can't analyze it all and know the precision of each step. Sometimes it's worth taking the risk and then seeing what unfolds with that. Okay, Libra. Oh, what happened to my screen? Libra, it's time for you to put your toys away and focus on your goals. You might find more success burning the midnight oil for now. Okay, remembering chasing your dreams can be pleasurable too, and that you may hesitate to break up with some bad habits that are distracting flings. But however, what are good situations and what cost you your future? You're going to be analyzing that. You're going to be weighing those scales back and forth between that. Okay. How can you incorporate your unique attributes into your role as a leader? Your cardinal sign, Libra. Okay, the moon rules your 10th house of authority, but it will peak vital your sister sign, Aquarius, since it's air sign too, and charge up your 5th house of love, passion, pleasure, and self-expression. Whether it's creativity energy coming in or the terms of romance. This lunation is urging you to reflect on the ventures and commitments that no longer resonate with your ideals and sense of belonging in the world. Keep in mind, Mercury's opposition to Saturn could trigger feelings of uncertainty when it retrogrades in your day to day. Oh, in regards, I don't know where I put retrograde in there because there's so many retrogrades. In regards, when it comes to regards to your day-to-day affairs. But with your celestial ruler, Venus being retrograde in the mix, the chances are you're already in the process of reevaluating, reflecting on your newly found systems and what you're going to go forward with that and what you're going to dump and leave behind and what it it's not that it doesn't work. It may be something that totally works and did bring you into harmony and balance, but there's a new harmonic tool out there for you, and it's time for you to step in that and to embody that essence. Okay, Scorpio, you need to go outside. It's time to go outside. Feel the grass, get out of your head, feel the embodiment of it. Feel what that energy is. Your eyes are on your career, Scorpio, and it's time for you to live all of life. This Leo season is always a prime time for you to enter into the spotlight. So it's time for you to go out there, be out there in the world, feel that connection. Are you willing to get out of your comfort zone? You never know what's out there for you with the connections that you'll make. You're refining your ideal of home, family, under the light of this full moon. Community based with a series of sparkling, eccentric energies. This lunation will ignite your fourth house of emotional foundations, your innermost feelings, and living space. So it could be relocation, perhaps, and maybe even you're contemplating whether to renew, a lease. And even if you do, it's like there's other possibilities out there. You're not stuck with any decisions. Fueled by Uranus, your relationship sector, and with Saturn retrograde in your fifth house of your authentic self, there'll be an opportunity to reestablish a sense of security, specifically when it comes to your agreements, your compromises, your significant partnerships. In the meantime, reflect on the support and the foundation that you need in order to feel comfortable with taking the lead, Scorpio. You know the secret, share them with the world. Okay, Sagittarius, back to the books. You're supposed to discover joy between the pages of your favorite book. Consider rereading a title that once brought life into your eyes. You may grow to learn precisely how to ink and paper and inform the person you've become. You never know what the retrograde energy will bring you back in time. It's like you're on this timeline journey, and it may be exactly what you need to increase your self-esteem. What have you been doing for the greater good of your local community? Whether it's terms of your immediate environment or relationship you share with your siblings, you are likely seeing a routine task in a day-to-day affair come to a full circle. Saturn retrograde is also transiting your fourth house of family, not to mention the opposition with Mercury, vital your 10th house of authority. So bring an emphasis to your work versus life balance, okay? They are separate. They're separate, but they're together too, so it's like the web and flow of stuff. However, this could also revolve around a desire to be an authority and yet still feel blocked and stifled on the home front. Lean on the support of your peers, even if that requires a certain amount of courage on your end. Things are meant to change and expand in your daily routine, and this is for your highest good. Okay, Capricorn. Are you able to ask for help when you need it? Better yet, are you willing to ask for a handout when you're really in need? Few people enjoy being in that position where they feel like they're begging. Capricorn, if you feel called out by someone, please ask for help. Please ask for it. If somebody points the finger at you, then say, you know what? You can surrender. It's okay to surrender, Capricorn, and you don't have to be the one that carries the load for everybody else. The moon governs your relationship. The moon governs your relationship sector, but it's reaching its peak and it's fully in the fullness, vital your stability seeking second house. That's your money house. Okay. The reality check is you're more than likely seeing the value of commitment and not feeling the energy. And if not, you could be feeling the need to really go in and look at worth entirely and what that energy truly is. Call in worth and ask worth to show you what worth really is, and not what this conditioning from the outside world has programmed to you of what worth is. Keep in mind your celestial ruler, Saturn, will be in direct opposition to Mercury. That's communication, structure, communication, adding a layer of uncertainty and tension. It could be at work, okay? Specifically to those through your entertaining. If you've been entertaining thoughts of relocating, or perhaps committing to something long term. Okay. On the bright note, Mars will be harmonizing with Jupiter in your fifth house of recognition and celebration, which could equally be inspiring as it will validate your forward movement. So look at that to validate the forward movement if you're contemplating too much on what the risks are and where am I going with this. Okay, trust your instincts. Trust the instincts to make the move. Okay, Aquarius. Selflessness will take you a lot further than self-obsession. Now it's time to invest in your friends, in your world that supports you. Showing an interest in those around you will help you regain a sense of hope and belief within reason. It'll take time to help those around you shine, and using your own downtime can make a difference between filling your cup and escapism that you like to do sometimes. The moon is glimmering throughout the sky with your name on it because this is your moon. So it's encouraging you to feel your feelings. For reference, think back about the new moon that took place in your sign back in January of this year. Your seeds of intention are coming to fruition, and with your co-rulers, Uranus and Saturn in retrograde, bringing an emphasis to your overall sense of security. Chances are this evolves around your living situation. If not, it could be a family investment. On more of a challenging note, the Mercury will be making direct opposition to the taskmaster in your money, the taskmaster Saturn in your ruler, in your money sector, which can financially be stressful for you or generally ambiguous. Okay. However, there could be other energies supporting your full circle moment. Some of those are already helping you to come back home to yourself. So go in, do the inner inquiry. What are the energies that are supporting you and helping you while you're out here spinning plates? If you go within and look, what are those energies? They're there for you. Okay, last one, Pisces. It's time for grounding in realism. It's time to journal about your escapism behaviors. Keep track of how you may delude yourself from reality. Calling on what calling on what that does not exist as potential. and leaning deeply into what cannot be proven is super far way to lead yourself astray. So pay attention where you're leading yourself astray. What is your to-do list? Do you have any deadlines approaching? Creatively or emotionally, you're being called to go inward and explore the unique layers of your psyche. Overall, with this full moon shaking up your 12th house of the unconscious patterns, there's a greater emphasis on your life behind the scenes. Resting, privacy, and coping mechanisms, and all that you could do simultaneously to come into terms with boundaries that need to be set at this time. This is especially true with Saturn retrograde in your sign, as it's in the process of helping you restructure the foundation of your personal and professional life. Although why in opposition to Mercury, many of you could feel blocked or inhibited with significant other, especially in an attempt to communicate. Fortunately, as long as there is truth and the grounded Mars and Jupiter trine will support you in this forward movement. Okay, so get out of the ground, out of the clouds, and ground is what I'm hearing. Get out of the clouds and ground. And I'm hearing that you sabotage yourself by seeing the potential in others, because sometimes it's about what is it really showing up as now. And you may see their potential. I know I do that, and they can't see it yet. So holding that for them can drain you. Okay, that's what the boundaries are about. Okay, people, that's what we got. We're done with this energy. So take this energy, take the affirmations, take the writing prompts, embody this essence. I've got some things that are be coming up. We've got the Mercury is in Virgo for something crazy. It's like 2 months or something, because there's going to be a retrograde of Mercury in its home sign Virgo. So that's going to have an effect to everybody in the collective. And Mercury gets blamed for everything when it's just a time to really go within. So we are in retrograde season, people. Happens every year, and we are in the middle of it. What else? So I'll do something for the week at the beginning of the week. So be blessed, be you, be the beauty that you are. Oh, we've got a Venus Kazemi coming up while Venus is in this retrograde period. She's going to have a Kazemi. And we also have the Lionsgate coming up, which I'll talk about that, because I got my own things about it and what that is and the energy. All of this stuff has been created by humanity's mind, but how you can use those portals and those gates. And it doesn't mean just because humanity's dreaming everything in, and because we created it and dreamed it in, there is a timeline and there is a parallel that everything's real. So I'm going to leave you with that. Everything's real, okay? And it's all an illusion at the same time. Be blessed. This is Kimberly with Celestial Juju. Thank you for being the light that you are. Thank you for all that you do. Embrace the beauty of your own reflection. Feel your self-value and your self-worth, and be you. So it is.